Race number 1 at Flemington is the Biley handicap over the 1800 metres. We got a $1.70 favourite in Kopangan, and I think that this horse is going to be extremely hard to beat. Has the best lead-in form to the race, and I think it's going to be hard to beat here. Just looks the one that's got all the form on the board. The only career I'd say would be the wet ground, but Willow will know what he's doing, and he's got the inside draw and should go forward to the front and lead. He's carrying the highest amount of weight in the field, being under the 59 kilos, but there's a reason for that because he'll bolt, and it's only a 5-horse field. Notified in for second. Got the maiden out of the way last start. That's a big thing here. And ran really well that day in winning. Draws barrier number 5 and can win here for Harry Coffey and Archie Alexander. Delara in for third, I thought could run well for Zach Spain and Shane Nichols. Barrier number 2, and Achy Breaky Heart in for fourth. He hasn't really done much on the race course, though up in trip could see an improved run. Kopangan for mine in the Biley. Race number 2 at Flemington is the Tabaron over the 1,000 metres. It's a 2-year-old handicap over the 1,000 metres, and I like Hard Kick here, as I'm sure a lot of punters will. He just looks the one to beat. Won the Talon Dirt on debut, gets in here with Jackson Radley's claim to the 57.5 kilos, and that's a very good winnable weight. He doesn't carry the penalty of being the best horse in the race and best rated horse in the race. Draws well in barrier number 6, the right part of the track. To jump and see what's happening, and can go over to the rail if need be. He's out of the Talender, which is littered with stakes form from Group 3 listed level to Group 1 level. Horses running well all around, and I just think he's got the win on the board, and I think he can get it done again here, and trialled very well against Cruiserweight, who came out and won last weekend. So I think it's all in his favour here. P and Shanko in for second. I think that this horse, with the significant weight off Hard Kick, can prove to be a very good recipe. Don't think he can beat Hard Kick, but I think it'll be running really well in the eye catcher late. Barrier 8 for Craig Williams with the 53.5. The granddaughter of Black Caviar, that always speaks well. Riverina Lulu in for third. Jumped out quite well and can run a race here for Harry Coffey. Graham Begg with the 54 kilos and pocket full of cash in for fourth at $31. But Hard Kick for mine, the talented winner, to return to the winner's stall and make it 2 from 2. Race number 3 at Flemington is a Fillies and Mares benchmark 78 over the 1,600 metres. It's the Rising Stars final, and I am with Medea, and I think this horse is hard to beat, hard fit, drawn out wide, which is not a bad thing considering this is going to be a wet track. Gets in with the 57 kilos for Jackson Radley for the Hayes boys. Go off its prior form of its first 3 runs, because it pulled up lame last start. Go off that form. It's right in this race, and I think the wet track won't be an issue. Runs the 1,600 metres on her rear and gets the blinkers on for the first time. It's just too much for me not to be with her, and I think she'll win. Changing colours in for second. Now with Lucy Yeomans, formerly with Chris Waller, ran really well first up and can run well again here. I'm just thinking that this horse probably might need one more, and then it'll be at its peak. Though draws well, and the soft track won't be an issue. Sweet Jasmine in for third. Will be charging home. Will love the conditions and loves Flemington. Won a couple of times at the track before and gets in well after the claim. Carrying the 57 kilos, and Barbie's Dream World, another one that'll be storming home from the back, gets in with a 56.5 and drawn wide in barrier 10. Medea for mine, race 3. Race number 4 at Flemington is a 3-year-old fillies handicap over the 1,400 metres, and I've got Misapprehend on top for James Johnston and Kieran Marr. Gets in with absolutely no weight on its back with the 51 kilos. Ran really well first up behind Beechworth at Sale, I do believe, off the top of my head. Drawn out wide to get into the running line and come swooping down the outside, and I think $6 is a great price and can win. Laura Eliza in for second. Looks a smart filly off its maiden win Gets in with the 53 kilos here for Craig Williams for Mick Kent, and can run well from the outside draw. Probably will push forward. Davida, this horse can't be discredited. It's the one that's hard fit. Just a query about how this horse is going to go on a wet track, because it hasn't really posted the figures on a wet track that it would need to be winning this. But draws the inside barrier, gets Mickey D in the saddle, and did start favourite for an Autumn Classic in front of Observer. So that's got to be counting for something here at $10, and Pravaha in for 4. But misapprehend for mine, no weight, jock trainer flying, and I think can win. I think can win. Race number 5 at Flemington is a 3-year-old handicap over the 1700 metres, and I've got Flying Khan on top. I think that this horse is hard to beat personally, because he's had his maiden preparation, didn't do much, but the way he's come back, he's won his maiden first up and then ran really well out of that maiden last start against horses that were fitter and better performed. Gets in here with no weight for T.O. Nugent, drawing well for Andrew Bobbin, and I think at $6.50 it's a good price to find out. Sensori in for second. Won impressively last start. Fifth up on Saturday, and can take the next step, and could even go forward from the inside barrier. Gets Lockie Nindall for Danny O'Brien, and carries no weight. Prestige Forever. He's not the horse he was early in his career, but he's won his last 2, doing it from the front. Has to give them more weight, carrying the 60 kilos. So gets Jamie Mott in the saddle and can run well. And the Mean Fiddler in for 4. Flying Khan hopefully can improve and win again. Race number 6 at Flemington is the Flemington Cup over the 2,800 metres in honour of Dean Lester, and I've got Bold Soul on top. This horse is 5th up on Saturday, carries the weight of the 59 kilos, gets Jake Noonan back in the saddle, who's won a couple of races on this horse, knows him well, and gets the blinkers on for the first time this preparation. And I can see him winning this, and I think he will win. Comes out of the Banjo Patterson Series final behind Highland Blaze, who's also in this race. There was 7 kilos between them last start. Bold Soul gets the weight swing back in his favour. Both ran over 2,600 metres, so it's only another 200 metres. So I just think with the weight swing back in Bold Soul's favour, a jock that knows the horse well, drawing well, and blinkers back on, I think he can take the steps towards winning again, and adding a 8 total win to his record. Highland Blaze, obviously the one in for second, won the Banjo Patterson Series final last start, and he's on his way to the Jumps features early next month. Tom Madden in the set-off for Shane Jackson draws wide, though he himself also gets the blinkers again, so he can run an improved race. Black Run in for 3rd. We need to significantly lift, and not assurance to run the trip either. And Stern Idol drops a massive amount of weight from contesting the Australian hurdle last start, and draws well and potentially could go forward with James Johnson in the set-off for Kieran Marr, carrying the 54 kilos and is hard fit. But I'm with Bold Soul in the Flemington Cup. I think he can get the job done. Race number 7 at Flemington is a benchmark 88 handicap over the 1,200 metres, and I've got my best bet of the day here. It's Barari, getting in with the 51 kilos, 3 kilos below the minimum here with the claim for James Johnson. Kieran Marr, drawn barrier number 6. He's waited to win. I think his best form will get him over the line. I think he looks clearly the one to beat here. The track won't be an issue for him at all. He had 2 starts on a soft track for a placing, and 2 from 2 on heavy ground, so I don't think the track will be an issue whatsoever. He brings his best, he wins, simple as that. Royal Insignia, he hasn't done a lot in a while, but he's racing himself into fitness, and I'm wanting to see something from this horse. I've got a lot of faith in this horse, and I think he could finally show something on Saturday, and he is over the odds at $14. Moby Dick, we know he runs well on a wet track, $9, and Bet Witchery, she brought her best form here. She'd give this race a big shake. Barari for my own race 7 looks the best horse in it, and hopefully proves it. Race number 8 at Flemington is a benchmark 100 over the 2,000 metres at handicap level, and I've got the favourite on top for Michael Price and Mick Kent Jr. in Think Giant. Craig Williams to ride with the 53 kilos. This horse ran really well last start in the benchmark 78, carrying 61 kilos. Now drops down to the 53, so it's dropping 8 kilos. And this horse is the one that's got the improvement to come, where a lot of these are A, can't win, B, out of form, or C, just plodding along. Where this horse, I think, can up to the 2,000 metres, dropping in weight. Soft track won't be an issue. Can show something and be a progressive horse into the spring, and I think can show his dominance here and take the chocolates. Smoking Romans in for second. This horse is racing really well. Fourth up here, gets in with the 57.5 for Kieran Maher and James Johnston. Draws wide though in barrier 13. St. George, another one for Kieran Maher, who James Johnston, who rode last start, rides Smoking Romans. It's Emily Posman in the saddle, gets the claim down. Second up to the 2,000 metres. Yes, that reads well, but the wet track. He's never won on a wet track before. That's my only query. And Nelly Lalex beat Smoking Romans and Banker's Choice last start. Has to do it again, and that was its first win in a long time. Think Giant for mine in race 8 at Flemington. Hopefully everything aligns for a win. Race number 9 at Flemington is a benchmark 78 over the 1,000 metres to finish the day, and I've got Street Artist on top. I'm going to give this horse one more chance. His prior preparation was very good. His maiden preparation was very good. He probably needed the run first up over the 1,100 metres, and he started very short on that day. He's been wide, and his 2 runs since. Second up at Bendigo was an impossible in an impossible position, if I can get my words out, charging home down the outside. And last start was wide the trip and gave a horse that was leading too much of a head start. They then again wouldn't have beaten that horse. He bolted in. But I think from the outside draw, if they go hard, he'll be the last man standing. Gets Jamie Mott in the saddle. Barrier 12, screaming down the outside. And guess what? He's got the blinkers on for the first time. So it's a lot in Street Artist's favour. Along the river in for second. He's the horse here that's way over the odds at $34. He's got some good form around a lot of key chances in this race. I think he can run well at $34, and he's proven up the straight before. Prima Bella has the Sydney form coming down from Sydney, proven at the 1,000 metres and proven on a wet deck. Probably might want it a little bit wetter than it's going to be, but hey, when they come down from Sydney, you can't not respect his chances when Matt Smith travels his horses. And next step, Iowa in for 4th. Good chances favourite, but I think we'll drift on race day. Street Artist for mine in race 9. Hopefully with the blinkers going on, they go hard. He can be the one charging home. Thank you everyone for watching my preview for Flemington Cup Day. Hopefully a couple of winners on this card. I'll be happy with 2, to be honest, and I think I'll get that with the first 2 being Hard Kick and Copanyan. It's a very tough card through the middle and end of the card, so hopefully I fare all right and can get a couple of winners through that section of the day. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see everybody next Saturday for Bletchingley Day.